All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a series of handsome poses from Marco, okay? So Marco is obviously very handsome, all right? Okay. Right, you think so, right? Right? Okay. Just gonna do a series of posing, okay? Making sure I look really good, okay, making sure. All right. Now you guys are liking my videos, and to me that means a lot. You know why? Because I put a lot of effort into them. I'm not lazy, I'm just kind of like a really hardworking person. So for me, it's really nice to see the comments I'm getting. Now the negative comments I can just ignore. That's not a big deal really. But the positive comments are like, holy, I'm like, wow, crazy. They're really, really nice. I'm really flattered by you guys complimenting me so much. Now I'm really grateful, and you guys know that when you are a star kind of person and you have that sort of look, a lot of people don't really see you. They see you as a person, depending who it is, but they don't really see you as a person necessarily. They see you kind of like as an instrument of performance and an instrument to entertain. All right, now that's kind of what I am. I perform so much, and I also have that look that if you see me, you're kind of like you're either connecting to that kind of person or you kind of don't. Because to a lot of people, that kind of person is very like you know what I mean when you see it on camera. Like when you see me on camera, you kind of get the sense that I'm just made for camera. Now, obviously, I'm a human being with feelings and all that, but when you see me on camera, you're like, wow, this guy is so good, and his role is to be on camera. Now, of course, I have a lot of other roles, but that is sort of something that people think of when they see something like Gwen Stefani, for instance. If you see Gwen Stefani, you're kind of thinking, okay, this girl looks like either a robot or so beautiful that the only career she can have is being on camera on for shows and music. Now, of course, I like to work, so other than having a channel, so even though I'm going to be famous, I'm probably gonna have it. I'm still gonna work. I want to work because you learn and you dealing with different things. You have to deal with different things because if you don't work, you don't see life in terms of what other people are going through. So you kind of think, well, you need to have that experience. A lot of times you hear a celebrity and they sing songs and you kind of think a musician, singer, whatever, and you see them perform and you're like, okay, well that's good, they perform, but when they perform, they're always kind of, they're kind of losing the focus. When not necessarily, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like when Madonna started out, she was singing a lot about things that people could understand and relate to, and people can still relate to and understand things she sings about now. She's really good, so she could get away with anything. But to some extent, she's kind of lost touch with what people do now. She's not like that really. I'm sure she's a very well-rounded person and has done a lot and is very good with people. So for her, it's not a big deal. But you kind of when you're so famous and rich and doing kind of things that are outlandish and buying all these expensive things, the only thing you can really think about is singing about expensive things and yourself, right? But when you work, you kind of have a sense you can sing about other things. Now, of course, my music is already kind of like singing about myself and lavish things. But with work, you kind of get this sense. Yes, this is what real people are like. This is what people enjoy. That kind of thing. So you kind of get the sense of reality, right? You get the kind of sense of I belong in a place. It's like, where everybody's just everybody's not to say that work is great. Work is a really good thing. But when you're a celebrity, you don't have to work, right? And everybody knows that. It's not a secret. But when you are a worker, you learn things about yourself that you may not know when you're just a celebrity and you can do whatever you want, right? It's important to not lose touch with reality. So going to work is really good. I'll be making millions and I'll still be working, and the job will pay like a certain amount a year and I'll still be making a lot of money and I'll still be working there. Because I'm learning. My job is interesting. I love selling cars. I love being a car salesman. So I'm learning about people. I'm learning about fancy cars to buy and all that. And if I just read books or whatever, you lose touch of that, right? You kind of miss that, right? So when you do all the things that you do and you see all the things you see at work, it really inspires you. People, regular people, and some people that are stars embedded in those people, in those regular people, they teach you things, right? So you learn things that you might not otherwise learn if you didn't go to work, right? It's a kind of like a a routine that you get into that you wouldn't otherwise get into if you were just someone that was unemployed, or a star that's kind of unemployed but employed. You know what I mean? So I don't want to lose that touch of reality and that sense of where people are at in terms of what they do if they're a regular worker. Now you have to remember though, in those regular workers, there are some people that are stars in there that are waiting to perform and really do a really good job. So anyway, that's enough about that. So some stars are immersed into work, or embedded into work, and you're gonna see stars everywhere, and you're gonna see people that are potential stars as well, and people that don't think they can be stars, and they're stars at work, or they're working, and you really think, why do they not want to be a star? Maybe they don't like to be on camera, maybe they don't know they're good looking, or maybe they don't know they have something valuable that they can bring to the entertainment world. Or maybe somebody criticized them and they thought, oh, I can't do this, so they don't, right? I like to encourage people, if you are someone like that, do it. Just entertain. Even if you have a YouTube channel, whatever, entertain, because it's really valuable to have something going on if you are that kind of star quality. And looks don't necessarily get you that star quality. It may be other things too. Some people are not that appealing physically, but they offer a lot to the entertainment world. Like, look at Elton John, the most famous gay person in the world. He's very popular, very famous, and he's not the most attractive, but he's so popular that everyone overlooks that. He's automatically brought up to high standards because of his popularity and success. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Okay, bye now.